37 years old, right? Was this the plan, to be a head coach in the Big Ten at this age?
Absolutely. I was one of those guys that was fortunate enough to kind of know what I wanted to do when I grew up at a young age, and that started in 2009, the year after I was done playing. I was a student assistant at University of Colorado with Dan Hawkins, was the head coach, and I remember sitting in my first staff meeting, seeing him operate at the head of the table, and I was like, you know what, I want to do that job. I want to be a head coach one day. And so if you look at my career and the choices I've made have been strategic and calculated with the end goal of being a head coach in mind. And so put the final finishing touches on what I needed to know to be prepared for this moment during my time at Illinois so that I was ready for the interview and the opportunity when it came.
How would you describe your style?
I just try to be my authentic self. I'm a firm believer that the relationships in this profession matter. So I'm trying to create an atmosphere at Purdue that's competitive, that's tough and disciplined, while still allowing the guys in the locker room to be their individual selves and be comfortable and confident in their own skin, and to learn how to work with each other when it comes time to go to work.
It's early so far, but you've seen campus, you've seen a little bit of your club. What has surprised you so far, or maybe stuck out to you that you didn't think about previously?
I didn't know a lot about Purdue before I got the job. Obviously, we played against them. I knew what the game day atmosphere was like, playing at Ross-Ade and the electric fan base that calls that place home. But I didn't know about the facilities. I didn't know about West Lafayette. I knew it was a good academic school, and I knew Drew Brees had played there a time ago. And so to go through the interview process and be really drawn to the leadership and the administration and the people at Purdue, that's what excited me the most about the opportunity. And then to eventually get the job and then just see how awesome the place is. We got first-class facilities at a first-class institution, and in a location that is close to some really high, fertile recruiting grounds. I feel blessed to be first-year head coach with this opportunity. I joke that it feels like I was 16 and got the keys to a Lamborghini when I got here.
Now you got to protect that Lamborghini,
exactly.
Right? You've only got to see it, I'm sure, just a little bit. You've been diving into the football, but what from West Lafayette that you've seen so far is stuck out to you and you must visit if you're coming to visit?
Yeah, so, West Lafayette, I had no idea how cool of a place it was, or is. Aesthetically, it's a very pretty place, very green, a lot of trees. They take care of their buildings there. Their roads are paved. It's just it aesthetically is very pleasing, and the people in West Lafayette are awesome. You got a fan base that really supports their athletics and are smart fans. They know whatever sport is going on. They kind of know that sport and when to cheer and when to be quiet. And I've been blessed to be a part of that community that has really embraced my family and I with open arms.
What do you think Ross-Ade will be like? We get to see you a few times. What do you think Ross-Ade will be like at night under the lights with a packed house?
I can't wait. You look at the support that they've shown already, and we haven't played it down, right? They got 39,000 season tickets that have been sold, which is the highest since 2008. We got brand new renovations in the stadium with the south end zone, at the 100th year at Ross-Ade, and being able to honor and commemorate the late Joe Tiller, who was set the standard for being a successful and winning football coach at Purdue. So be able to run out of the Tiller Tunnel, that first game is going to be huge. It's going to be awesome, and all the night games, after that will be electric as well, I'm sure.
Do you feel like you're stepping into a program that has talent, that is going in a proper direction? What are you walking into here?
Absolutely. It's not, it's this, the timing and the circumstances were different, right? Usually at a place like Purdue, if there's a coaching change, it's because of failure. But in this case, they played in a Big Ten championship game, and somebody just decided to go home. And so it's not like I'm walking into a rebuild. Obviously, they did lose a lot of production from a year ago, but with the transfer portal rules and what we were able to evaluate and dissect in the springtime, we were able to go and fill those roster spots with guys that we think can go help win a championship. And so now it was just our job to elevate and raise the standard at a place that was used to winning.
I'm looking at your schedule here. Week 5, NBC, prime time versus Illinois. What do you think that'll be like?
I'm sure it'll be an awesome experience. Obviously, there's a lot of underlying narratives and storylines that'll go along with that game. But to be honest, man, I'm worried about practice one and fall camp, and I'm excited to go play Fresno State in week 1.
What about those guys at Illinois and obviously helped you get to where you
Absolutely.
are right now?
Yeah, loved my time there. Loved those guys on that staff. Obviously, owe Coach Bealham a lot. He poured into me and really tutored me on all things managerial in terms of being a head coach. That was one of the reasons why I decided to go to Illinois and was attracted to that job as a defense coordinator in the first place. Is just his track record of guys being head coaches from his staff. I think I was number 6 on that list, and so definitely owe him a lot, owe that place a lot, owe those players a lot, and it was a fun ride, and we accomplished a lot of great things. And as a result of the success we had, I was given this opportunity.
Fill in the blank on this one. I knew coaching would be the perfect fit for me. When you talked about when you kind of wanted to do it, when did you know that you really could do this?
Really was my senior year at Colorado. I would get challenged with some of the things we were doing schematically, and I would be able to come up with answers throughout the course of the week of practice. And was approached by members on our staff that said, "Man, we think you'd be really good at this profession." And just the more I thought about it, and the more I paid attention to that prospect, I was like, "Yeah, I think I can do this, and I think I can do it well."
My earliest football memory is?
Man, I grew up in the locker room. My parents had me when they were 16. My dad got a full-ride scholarship to go play at the University of Colorado. So I grew up in the locker room. So I can't remember a time where I wasn't playing with a football and wasn't trying to tackle somebody.
Eric Bieniemy, Coach Bieniemy, longtime assistant with Andy Reid and the Chiefs, and now over in Washington. I know you're close with him, and he's been somewhat of a mentor to you. Tell us
Absolutely.
about that and how important he's been.
He's been awesome, and just to see somebody have the success that he has had, to see his maturation as a coach and how he's evolved. It has been fun to watch. To see somebody go through that on a personal level, and I'm excited for what he'll bring to the table in Washington.
Yeah, what advice has he given you? Any advice on this next step for you?
Just to embrace it and to not ever waver and be your authentic self and go with your gut on things that you don't know. You know what I mean?
Your quarterback, Hudson Card, coming in from Texas. What have you seen from him? What do you like about him?
Yeah, really appreciate the way he approached the building. Once he decided to come to Purdue, put his head down, went to work, and I think that immediately garnered the respect of his teammates. And then when we got to spring ball, it was evident how talented he was as a passer. He throws a nice tight spiral. He's very accurate, very poised in the pocket. What I didn't know was how athletic he was or is. He can really run and extend plays with his legs and get you a couple first downs and go score. But I'm also excited to see how he'll mature as a leader as the more comfortable he gets with the guys in the locker room, and couldn't be happier that he's our guy.
The transfer portal opens up some unique opportunities, right? Both good, right, to bring guys in that don't have the opportunity elsewhere, but then if they star at your program, then you almost have to protect those people. How do you see it right now?
Yeah, I will say this: if we didn't have the transfer portal, we wouldn't have as good a roster as we do right now. I think it benefits both players and coaches. As a player, you've got some security and knowing that if you are in a situation that is not the experience that you thought it was going to be, or you want new opportunities, you've got that option. And as a staff, if you've got holes in your roster, you're able to go out and fill those with experienced guys that have proven that they can play at this level.
Clearly we saw what you were able to do at Illinois. Can you give me some of the keys to turning the defense at Purdue into a world beater like we just saw?
Yeah, to me, it's our job as a staff to adapt to the locker room, right, and not the locker room adapt to us and what we want to do schematically. I do think with the guys that we have on our roster, our style of play is conducive to putting them in positions to go have success, and so they've bought into it as well. And I'm excited to see them embrace it and make it their own. Obviously, like, you've got to ever be evolving as a coach and a play caller, and so we definitely have tweaked things, and we'll evolve that way throughout the course of the season. But what I've seen from those guys in terms of their spring ball acumen and what they've been able to do this summer, I'm excited to see what that looks like in terms of productivity in the fall.
Your OC, Graham Harrell, what kind of offense is he bringing in? What should Purdue fans expect on that side of the ball?
Yeah, obviously he comes from the air raid tree, the Mike Leach descendant, but he has evolved, as has everybody really that's came from the air raid system. But we're going to spread the ball around and make people play in space, be creative in the run game, and feature the quarterback.
All right, I got to fill in the blank for you. This season will be successful if blank.
This season will be successful if we prepare the way you're supposed to prepare. If we attack adverse moments and do the things that we were trained to do, and then what the result will be after that, we can live with.
Obviously, you don't want to put a win total on it. What's the foundation that you want to set, though? Like, what when you walk away from this season, you're like, we have been able to build this set of values or whatever it is.
Yeah, right now we're preaching being competitive, being tough, and being disciplined. And if all three phases of our football team operate that way, and if we operate that way as a program in every department, then I think we'll be able to have the type of success that we want to have at Purdue.
Name something outside of football that you geek out about, that really gets you going, not football related.
Yeah, I like to play golf. I enjoy a couple rounds with some buddies and some healthy competition. Also enjoy the difficulty of golf and how you can always work on improving.
NBC's got that celebrity tournament out in Lake Tahoe.
I know.
I don't know if your golf game is at the...
I need an invite.
All right. You good? You ready for competition?
I don't know if I'm not on Steph Curry's level, but...
Nobody is, though. Yeah.
That's true.